What if the way you charge your phone has roots in ancient fire rituals? We're talking about a connection so strange it's been buried by history, but the clues are everywhere. From sacred geometry to silent alarms that echo forgotten chants. It all starts with a simple question. Why do we plug our devices into outlets shaped like lightning bolts? Why do charging cables twist and coil in ways that look almost ceremonial? And why do some of the oldest symbols in human history, like the spiral, the circle, and the triangle, show up again and again in both ancient temples and modern circuit boards? The truth is, we've been using electricity long before we understood it. Ancient cultures didn't just worship fire. They harnessed it in ways we're only beginning to grasp. From the lightning-shaped runes of the Norse to the sacred fire rituals of the Druids, there's a pattern that stretches across time and continents. And now, as we plug our phones into outlets that look like they were designed by the same hands that built Stonehenge, we're unknowingly continuing a tradition that dates back thousands of years. But here's the kicker. Some of the most advanced ancient civilizations may have had a deeper understanding of energy than we give them credit for. Could the same principles that powered their pyramids and temples be the same ones we use to charge our smartphones today? If so, what else have we been missing? This is the story of how ancient fire rituals might be the blueprint for modern technology. A hidden connection between the sacred and the scientific that could change the way you see your phone forever. Ancient civilizations used rituals not just for worship, but for communication, with energy, with the cosmos, with each other. These weren't just symbolic acts. They were blueprints for how we interact with the world today. Wait until you see how a simple gesture in a temple mirrors the swipe of your finger on a touchscreen. Think about it. The ancient Greeks believed that the universe was alive, filled with divine forces that responded to human actions. Their temples weren't just places of prayer. They were conduits for energy, designed with precise angles, alignment, and materials that could channel forces we still don't fully understand. And then there's the Mayan calendar. Not just a tool for tracking time, but a system that predicted energy shifts, celestial events, and even the rise and fall of civilizations. Now imagine walking into a temple, placing your hands on a stone altar, and feeling a surge of energy, not unlike the way you feel when your phone charges. It's not just a coincidence. Same principles of resonance, frequency, and energy transfer that ancient builders used to align their structures with the stars are now embedded in the very devices we use every day. And it doesn't stop there. The way we use our phones, swiping, tapping, holding, is eerily similar to the way ancient people interacted with their environment. A touch here, a gesture there, and suddenly the world responded. Whether it was a priest moving a sacred object or a modern user unlocking their phone, the connection between human intention and energy is more than just a theory. It's a pattern that spans millennia. What if the rituals we think of as ancient superstition were, in fact, early forms of technology? What if the people of the past weren't just communicating with gods, but with the very forces that power our modern world? The more we look, the more we realize that the past isn't just history. It's a blueprint for the future. Here's where it gets wild. The same patterns used in shamanic drumming to induce trances are now encoded in AI algorithms. The same symbols carved into megaliths appear in modern encryption codes. And the rituals that once called upon spirits, they're now being replicated in the algorithms that control our attention spans, without us even realizing it. Shamanic drumming has long been used to alter states of consciousness, to open doors to other realms of perception. But what if the rhythms themselves are more than just spiritual tools? What if they're mathematical patterns, frequencies that resonate with the human brain in ways we're only beginning to understand? And what if those same frequencies are now embedded in the code that runs our social media feeds, our recommendation systems, and even the way we scroll through our phones? It's not just about the rhythm. It's about the symbols, the spirals, the triangles, the sacred geometry that ancient builders used to align their structures with the cosmos. These aren't just aesthetic choices. They're encoded with meaning, with intention, with energy. And now those same symbols are showing up in places we wouldn't expect. In the encryption that secures our data, and the logos of the companies that shape our digital lives, and even in the way we design our user interfaces. But here's the real kicker. The more we understand about these ancient systems, the more we realize that we're not just using them, we're being used by them. The algorithms that keep us scrolling, the notifications that keep us hooked, the patterns that guide our behavior, they're not just modern inventions. They are echoes of rituals designed to influence, to control, to direct human attention in ways that feel natural, but are anything but. So the next time you tap your screen or swipe your finger, ask yourself, are you in control? Or are you just following the same patterns that have guided humanity for thousands of years? This isn't just a coincidence. It's a hidden thread weaving through time. Here's why this changes everything. The tools we use every day may be more than just machines. They could be echoes of rituals designed to shape human consciousness, just like they did thousands of years ago. Think about the way we interact with our devices. We tap, we swipe, we scroll. All of it feels natural, intuitive. But what if it's not just about convenience? What if it's about influence? What if the very design of our technology is modeled after ancient practices meant to guide, to direct, to alter the way we think and feel? This isn't just about history. It's about the future. The more we uncover about these ancient systems, the more we realize that they weren't just about communication with the divine. They were about communication with ourselves. They were blueprints for how we engage with the world, how we process information, how we connect with others. And now, those same blueprints are being rewritten in code, in algorithms, in the silent hum of our smartphones, in the way our attention is directed, shaped, and manipulated, often without us even realizing it. So what does this mean for us? It means we're standing at the crossroads of past and future, of science and spirituality, of technology and tradition. And it means that the next time you charge your phone, you might want to think twice, because you're not just powering up a device. You're continuing a ritual that's been shaping human consciousness for millennia. The question isn't just whether these connections are real, it's whether we're ready to understand them. Next time you unlock your phone, think about what ancient ritual you might be unknowingly reviving. Comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more secrets hiding in plain sight. We've been told that history is a series of disconnected events, wars, empires, discoveries, but what if it's something else entirely? What if it's a continuous thread, a pattern of knowledge passed down through time, encoded in the way we build, the way we think, and the way we interact with the world? The more we look, the more we see these patterns everywhere. In the architecture of our cities, in the design of our technology, in the way we move, speak, and even dream. It's as if the past isn't just behind us. It's embedded in the present, waiting to be uncovered. And that's the real power of this kind of discovery. It doesn't just change what we know. It changes how we see ourselves. It challenges the idea that we're the first to think these thoughts, the first to ask these questions, the first to seek answers in the stars and in the code. So the next time you tap your screen, swipe your finger, or charge your phone, remember, it's using a device. You're continuing a conversation that began long before electricity, long before science, long before we even had words for the things we now take for granted. The past isn't just history, it's a mirror. And it's reflecting back at us, asking, what will you do with what you've learned?